Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Kingdoms. We're back in Solus. I've been I was thinking about it. We haven't worked over in this area for quite a while, and this cathedral is a project that we started a long time ago and never really moved forward with. So what I want to do in today's episode is I actually want to do some work on the cathedral. We haven't worked on that in quite a while. I figure we're long overdue. So that is the plan. Let me just grab a couple things here. That should be good. I don't think we're going to need any birch for what we're doing here today. Let's grab a little bit of stone just to use as scaffolding as well. So what I'm thinking is I'd like to add some detail to the... what would you even call these? These wings? These towers right here? I'd like to get these kind of detailed out and looking good. That's kind of my plan for today. So I think we'll start at the two front pieces need to basically be symmetrical. So let's do something like that for starters, maybe? Did that start? Yeah, I feel like that's symmetrical, right? Yes, okay, I'm not losing my mind. This is going to be a little bit trickier than I thought, because it's a little goofy when you're working on a large scale like this. I may also bring these down a little bit so I can do some more kind of lines up there with the arches to kind of emphasize those a little bit. Let's take a little sleep here real quick. There we go. Okay, so let's start. Let's see, if we do something like that, that means let's just work on this tower for starters, and then we'll kind of worry about the rest later. So here we've got there. Let's go up to about here or so, and maybe do another one of those. Like this. And then let's see, we've got 1, 2.5, right? So 1, 2.5. Like that. Let's just see how that looks. Kind of working its way up. Not terrible. Not terrible. We'll do one more. And I think that'll be kind of this, like this central portion here. There's only so much we can do. So we go 1, 2.5, like so. Okay, now here, I want to do something else. So let's maybe do something like that and like this. Just to kind of see how that looks. That's not horrible. Although, we'll have to see how it looks from down below. And then let's take some of this diorite like that. Maybe bring this one down. And I want to kind of emphasize this line right here. There and here. And then maybe we bring it like that. Just to kind of bring that up a little bit. And then maybe here we go like this. And let's see, that would be here and there, right? Yeah. And that should be symmetrical. Let's take a look at that and see what we think. Let's see if we like that or if we think it looks horrible and hideous and ugly. That actually doesn't look too bad. You really kind of lose the arch. I mean, obviously, it looks a lot more interesting than this. But this little bit here, there's definitely going to have to be more that we do in here, because this is just not looking very good, these lower portions. Although, then again, the other thing we could do, too, is we could kind of get up there and put in some sort of color. Maybe like yellow? Like if we took some yellow glass blocks and worked those in Hey, I don't want to throw away my bow. What are you doing, game? If we worked our way back up, and we get up to this level, let's go a little bit higher. And in these, we put yellow glass behind like that. That might actually look pretty good from down below. Just because then you get a little pop of color. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, and then what we could do... Oh, the downside is this, though. That would be... Because I was thinking then we could maybe come in here and do something with these, where we do like, just as an example here. Let's grab some of this light blue and some of the white. Because then behind these little slabs, we could do something like that. We could always put things in here, but then we'd get a little bit of color down here as well, kind of working its way up the tower. Put a slab there. And then maybe a white on top of that. Possibly. Let's see. So that would be where? Here? Yeah, there we go. So right here we would go like so. Let's get our white blocks back. How's that look? You really don't notice it there. Yeah, that one you really don't notice. So I think the white stained glass is a no-go. I do kind of like the blue stained glass, though. Just a little highlight. I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks pretty good. And then what we would do, of course, is make sure that it lines up. We could even potentially push it all the way up to the top. Maybe. Let's see. How much more? I don't have a whole lot. Yeah, I've got a decent amount of it. So if we push that up to the 3rd level, let's just see how that looks. Here, 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 and there. And then, like so. There we go. Let's do that. Goes all the way up to about here. Gives us some color in the cathedral, which I think is very good. It's going to be a little tricky figuring out how to deal with it there on the sides, but I think we can manage. There we go. That. Get these back. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good, actually. I like it. We'll have to do the same over on this corner. Over here, I don't think we need to. But right here, we'll have to do the same. Otherwise, it's just going to look really funky. Whoa, spider. No, not a good time. Stupid spider. So we'll put that here. And let's just see. I think that's good. We should probably work some of that glass in down here at the bottom as well. Otherwise, it's just going to look a little weird. Yeah, so we'll have the blue stained glass going all the way up the side till about here. And then maybe we'll swap out... Where could we... Maybe up here then. Right here. Maybe we put in some yellow. I'm not going to be able to reach that. That's fine. It can just chill up there. It'll despawn after a little bit. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then, as far as this little part here goes, we got to figure out what we can do here to make this look a little better. So maybe we would do... Oh, but those are each... Maybe we would go like that, and then bring a line of fences up the middle. Where's my birch? Here. So it would be something... let's get that out of the way. There we go. So it would essentially be something like this. And then we'd go break that out. Oh, you're going to be annoying, aren't you? There we go. So we'd have a fence kind of coming up here. That would be a full block. Oh. Come back, you. Man. These blocks are not agreeing with me today. Fence. Like so. So it'd be something kind of like that, maybe? Let's just see how that looks. It might look terrible. No, actually, it looks pretty. That looks all right. That looks all right. And we would only bring that up until this kind of peak right here. So it would go up to about there, and then maybe here it would kind of come out. And potentially we bring it out in these spots as well. Let's see how that looks. I like that, actually. I think that looks pretty good. That's not bad. It's kind of a nifty little sort of tower design. I think that works out pretty well. Now, I don't know, would we want to put the fences here too? Yeah, I think so. That looks good. I'm actually liking this quite a lot. It's a decent tower design. Let me see if I can get it replicated over on the other side, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back, and the towers are mostly done. I've got this, I've got the front, and then these two sides done. This one here, and then the side over on that way. The only parts I didn't do were these little sections back here, and that's because I haven't decided yet if I want them to be the same or if I want them to be changed up a little bit. So we'll see how I decide to tackle that. But I think I'm actually really good with the way that this turned out. Now, I also want to work on this little part right here. I think this front entrance as well needs to be dealt with. And I hear a spider. There must be a spider, like, directly underneath down here, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. It's fine. So let's see if we can maybe come up with some sort of a design here. Let's maybe do something like that. Here we'll maybe do something like this. I'm just trying to... let's see. There, and there. We can kind of repeat that a little bit. We can add a ridge there. And then here, maybe we'll go like this. And like that, perhaps. And that could be good. And it's night again. Why is it always night? The moment I start recording. That looks okay. It looks okay. It's a little too boxy. I want to emphasize that kind of triangular shape a bit more. Let's take a little sleep here, and we'll see if we can get this figured out. There we go. So let's see. As I said, we want to emphasize that triangular shape, and we definitely have a box right here, because you can see where it draws up right there. So I think what we can maybe do is take our slabs and go here, and that's going to kind of emphasize that line a bit. And then maybe we do that as well. Let's see how that looks. That looks significantly better. However, it's still very colorless, which I don't think is good. So maybe what we'll do... Oh, and that goes to the interior. Okay. Maybe we'll use fences then to kind of emphasize certain colors. So we could do fences here and here. And we could do a fence here and here. That's not terrible. And then here and here. Here and here. And then maybe there, and like that. And one there. Let's take a look at that and see what we think. That's not horrendous. That's not horrendous either. It looks kind of random, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. Another option would be... Maybe this would be the way to go, actually. Maybe what we do is we kind of... Figures. Maybe what we do is we get up here and we kind of find this spot, right? We clear this part out, and instead of emphasizing that kind of archway, maybe instead we get in here and we emphasize a different shape, right? So we go like that, and then here, and here, perhaps, and kind of emphasize that kind of eye-like shape that we have up on the main tower. I think this is a little too narrow, though, right now. So maybe we take that out. And we go like this. That certainly seems better. In fact, that is better. So let's get in here. And let's kind of mess that up a little bit. We'll take out these areas behind, like so. And then I'm going to need some... I don't really want to use panes, because they're going to end up looking... Well, then again, they'll all be connected to things. I think it still look funky, though. I think we have to go with the glass blocks. Let's grab some white. Wow, I am really low on white glass panes. Let's make about half a stack. There we go. That's a bit better. And then everything else, I think I have everything else I need. So, one more pillar to get up here. There we go. And I'm thinking what we'll do is blue around the edges. Ooh, if we can. Like so. And then we'll do white here. And a yellow there. Let's see how that looks. I bet it looks pretty good. And probably a lot better than that kind of blob of color that we had before. Pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, if these corners could be white, I think that would be a little bit better. But the problem is the blue, well, it might still work. It might still work. Let's try it. Let's just see. If we take those corners and replace them with the white stained glass, like so, let's get our stained glass back because I don't have a lot of it. And let's just plop some white in there. Let's see how that looks. Because we still will have kind of an emphasis on those lines since we'll still have the blue in the corners. I think that does look better. I think that does look better indeed. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. The only thing I would do is add a fence right there. And maybe one up there. Oh no, those are half blocks. Never mind. I couldn't add fences there even if I wanted to, which I do. I do want to, but I can't. I think that's pretty good, honestly. I like it. And guys, unfortunately, I am out of time for this episode. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think the front of the cathedral is looking pretty good. I think it's certainly looking better than it was. Not that that's a very high bar to set, because it wasn't looking amazingly great before. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for me. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it. It really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.